Hey everybody, how are you doing? Um, Welcome to our evening chat. We're certainly glad to have you with us. Let me just double check to make sure that everything is working well. No, that's probably sounding better. Anyhow, welcome to Daily Chat. I've been on the phone for the past 3 weeks with many people. And so, if y'all don't mind, I thought I would just do the Daily Chat by myself tonight. So I hope everyone here is having a great time. And I figured we would just talk about whatever. So we're going to get started here. And if you have questions, go ahead and ask questions, and I will answer some of them online. We don't answer all the questions. We'll just talk and chat and have a good time. It's Monday night. I just finished a pretty large thing that I needed to get done in life, and it's done. Well, at least everything's done except for the last sort of things going on. So, um, alrighty. Well, I'm not seeing any. What? All right, fine. That's the only question I got. That's the question we're answer. Um, what are the required components in cinnamon buns, raisins, pastry versus bread dough, glaze versus cream cheese frosting, etc.? I don't really care for raisins too much in a cinnamon bun. I mean, I don't hate them, but I'd rather have it with no raisins. I prefer the cinnamon bun to have icing for sure. In fact, I'll ask them for extra icing if they have it. Cream cheese is fine, although I tend to like just regular frosting myself. But cream cheese is fine. I like buns with a little bit of raspberry, and if you can get that. Alrighty. Well, today is just not a question one. On the phone for 3 weeks straight. Well, no, okay, I haven't necessarily been on the phone necessarily for three, but I've been on the phone a lot. There's just been many things, many people I've had to talk to. There's a lot of preparation for upcoming stuff, and I just been on the phone a lot. I was on the phone all the way up to here, just planning something in the future, and I'm getting a little tired of that. So, you know, um, what good games have you been playing on the Switch? Actually, I have been Switchless for a while. Not actually Switchless. I'm pretty sure it's right up there. Um, but I just not been playing on the Switch. I've been playing Final. I got in the Final Fantasy Tactics on the iPad, and that's been taking up whatever little free time I have. I just haven't had that much. That is literally the only game I've played in the past few weeks. Just not much video gaming going on right now. Um, let's see. Brand new to board games here, and I found your reviews helpful. Oh, that's just a nice comment. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. Thank you, but I'm not trying to put up comments about this. Recommendation for someone who wants to start their own board game channel. Don't expect anything out of it. Just do it. Just have a good time with it, and expect that you're not going to get a lot of subscribers and a lot of views and a lot of comments. It takes a long time. Um, I wonder if I. This might be a fun thing for you all to see. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see here. We're gonna show a little bit of inside baseball here, if you don't mind. Um, does this show too much? It does not. Let's just do this. Let me see if I can make this chart bigger. I'm going to pull up a chart and show you. Blah, blah, blah. Bringing it up. Well, good job, YouTube. Well, I guess this is the best I can do. So I'm going to show you here real quickly. I'm going to turn off these comments just briefly here. So you can see here, this is a chart of the Dice Tower's views. And you can see it goes up and down, and down. And it's gone up lately. It's down a little bit now. It always goes down in this time of year just because of various things that are going on. It's always been down. But you can see here, look at this. All the way at the very beginning there, very few views. Very few views. And then they just started coming in and get more and more and more as time goes by. But that's years. All right, so we started in 2008. You'll notice there wasn't really a major increase till 2014. That's 6 years, right? And then from 2014 till now is another 6 years. And you can see here, oh, this is exciting. I just noticed we have a third video got 1 million views. It's not a really huge deal, but kind of a neat thing to see. Alrighty, well that is enough inside baseball. Let's get back to normal. Let's see what else we got. How many board games does it take to go from I like board games to you're crazy? I don't know or care. I think when you start buying board games and not cracking the shrink, that's when you're in the crazy thing. What's the best game you played during the quarantine? Well, actually, quite a few good ones. So I'm not going to say best since the quarantine is a good majority of the year at this point. So let's start spoiling my top tens. Are you planning to host any more games at VirtualCon? Yeah. I'm just putting them up at various times. I'm going to host a werewolf game. I went to jump in a few games. I was going to join other people's games, and then I didn't see that many of them like that are on the iOS and stuff. But I'm sure more will come by. What are the dates for Summer Spectacular? It's June 30th to July 4th. We'll end early enough on July 4th so that you can go watch the fireworks if you're an American. If there is fireworks, and you can have a place to go watch them at, but just in case. Also, we'll be a little tired by that point. But I am excited about it. We have our 5 top 10 lists scheduled. Here are the top 10 lists. We are doing our top 10 apps with Eric, Mandy, and Suzanne, and me. Then we're doing our top 10 games from 10 years ago, 2010. That's me, Z, Crystal Pisano, and Paula Deming. Then we're doing our top 10 convention experiences. There, me and Z will be joined by Efka and Elaine from No Pun Included. Then we're going to do our top 10 family games, where me and Z will be joined by the folks from Our Family Plays Games, Mick and Starla. Then, the last day, we're going to do top 10 pickup and delivery games, bringing back the OG man himself, Sam Healy. So hopefully you enjoy that. Final Fantasy Tactics is amazing. My respect for you is even higher now. Well, no, that's nothing about respect for me. That is easily my favorite game. There's just nothing that comes close, and it still boggles my mind. I know they made Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, but for goodness sake, make another game. Like, there is no game that has the depth of Final Fantasy Tactics, that has the story involved. I'm at the point now where I'm quote unquote grinding, just going through and playing battles, but I don't care. I just pick different combinations of characters. It's so good. How do you choose who to give Dice Tower contributor status? I need you to ask a little bit more what you mean by that. You mean, how do I choose who to pick for the board game breakfast? If that's the case, the contributors of Board Game Breakfast, they email me with an audition, and I accept it or don't accept it, or we work through it, or something like that. I wish I could mind wipe myself so I can experience Final Fantasy Tactics for the first time again. Maybe, but it's like my 6th time playing through, or more than that, and I'm still enjoying it. Alrighty. Who's your favorite Nintendo character? That's interesting. I don't think it's Link, even though I love Legends of Zelda. I've always found Link to be kind of an annoying character, this silent dorkaholic. I'm not a big fan of Zelda either, so probably no one from that one. Mario's overly cheerful. I want to say Luigi, because he's pushed into the corner and he's much taller than his brother, therefore the better one. I don't like Yoshi. I mean, the thing is, I love... You know what it is? Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong. I like the new version of Donkey Kong, the one that they started with the Super Nintendo when they did Donkey Kong Country. I like that Donkey Kong. From the very beginning, where he, smashes on Cranky Kong or whatever, I enjoy them. You allude that one of your favorite games of the year is on Kickstarter. You likely haven't reviewed it, but you'll let us know which it is in your crowd surfing episodes, right? I don't know what I was talking about. I already know
It's from Kickstarter, right? But I already know 5 games, probably 6, that are straight up in my top games of the year. Of course, I could be knocked out by other ones, right? But there's some that are just like, I'm like, bum, 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 this is easy. And I'm reviewing one of those this week. Most anticipated Marvel Phase 4 show and or movie. Oh my word, I like put Marvel out of my head. You know what? Small favors, of course. But aren't you glad that Endgame happened now? I mean, before all this happened? Because that would be really like excruciating if we had to wait even longer for Endgame. And then I don't know that we'd be able to see it in the theater. Like, if Endgame, like, we've been watching movies streaming. Like, we just watched Artemis Fowl the other day, which was not, I never read the books, but the movie isn't like, did not get me too excited. But, I mean, I could do that, right? But watching Marvel Endgame in the theater is the greatest theater experience of my life, bar none. There's not even a close second to that. Maybe Avengers the first time. That was pretty close. But Marvel Endgame was just unbelievable. But I mean, now there's nothing. We've seen nothing from the next phase yet. I think Spider-Man Homecoming was from the last phase. So anything, frankly, at this point, I'm looking forward to. How many people have registered for the con so far? How much activity will there be during European daytime? I don't know, but I mean, you just go in there and you can schedule events and see. I know that last I heard, and this was days ago, I want to say there was 400 plus people involved at least, and there's way more than that going to be involved. If there was 50 people, I would do it, right? And I think I just was counting. I think there's 12. I don't know. There's a ton of events already scheduled. There's a lot of events scheduled. You can go in and just schedule events. I'm going to schedule some more myself, too. Do you play iOS games on a standard iPad or an iPad Pro? I apologize. I don't actually know the difference between them, but I play them on this device here, which, oh, wow. You can see all the fingerprints on it. My son was just playing on it. I think this is the iPad Pro. I mean, it looks like the iPad Pro. It's one of the newer ones. Hello, I registered for the con, but I have no idea what to do. Well, you can go in there and set up your own games, or you can just look for, just go through and search for games to join. There's going to be a main stage where you can go watch things that are going on in the con, but just sign up for events or just go schedule them yourself. Like, hey, I want to play this game. I mean, you want to make sure you have the game yourself, but like they said, everything on Tabletopia is going to be free, so you can play games there. Corluz, it also depends on how many videos you have published. Ish. Okay, she's talking about the chart. That's true, but the long tail of videos is not quite what you might think it is. Let me show you, actually. Alrighty, here we're going to, once again into the breach. Here we go. Alrighty, so this is the biggest video we've ever done. Top games everyone should own. So if you look at the very beginning, over the word June 24th, 2013, you'll see a huge spike. And then you see how that goes down and slow, low, 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 low. Now it's almost gone. It's at the 0, okay? I mean, it got thousands of views. And now, I mean, sure, this all adds together. You can look here underneath it, the audience retention. This shows when people watch it. Most people only watch it for 11 minutes and 21 seconds, which is only 22.5% of the video. This shows how many people have watched it in the last 48 hours, which is 114. Now, just so you realize, that's our number one video that we've ever done. So if I pick, let's see here, let's pick Board Game Breakfast. Okay, so Board Game Breakfast, this went up this morning. So you can see, wow, this one's going up, right? But that's because it went up this morning. But you can see it's already dropping down here. See how 137 last hour, then this hour is only 34, and it's going to go down even more so. And that's this week's board game breakfast. Let's look at last week's board game breakfast, right? So let's take a look at the analytics for last week's board game breakfast. And you can see it went up and it stayed. So this is the last 48 hours, and that's got 185 over 48 hours. Like, one person watched it this hour. One person watched it last hour. 4 people watched it the hour after that. So yeah, these things add up, but it's not quite as much as you might think. People mostly watch stuff that's there now. Alrighty. It's 2 a.m. for me. What time is it for you? It is 9 p.m. here. Do you play Animal Crossing? I do not. My kids play it a lot, although they switch around. They were playing Animal Crossing like crazy, but now one of them is playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and the other one is playing Pokemon, one of them. What are some general comments about board game apps? Worth, enjoyment, level of polish? Well, there's definitely, you can tell which companies polish more than not. I played Steam this morning, and the company that makes that, very polished. I want there to be ease. I want there to be able to go in and undo things, and I'm just learning things. I want to, before I make as more generalized, this is what should be in a board game app, I want to play as many as I can so that I can talk very authoritatively about this. I've only been doing it for a month, although I would say, or maybe a month and a half, 2 months, but already I'm feeling pretty confident that I know a whole lot more about it than when I first got into it. What is the shelf behind you? That's an IKEA Kallax shelf. For a while they made yellow, and we went to the IKEA, this was years ago, and I was buying one here for the kids to put their games on, and I was like, oh, yellow, that sounds fun, let's do it. Let's see. Tell us about your collection. I always wonder if Dice Tower Library is actually a personal collection. Well, yes and no. I mean, I own the Dice Tower 100%. It's not a corporation. It's an LLC, limited corporation. But I own it. Well, I own it with my wife. So yes, the library that's owned by the Dice Tower is owned by me, as is any other piece of equipment from the Dice Tower. I don't necessarily consider it my personal collection because there's a lot of games in it that I would not have in a personal collection. But I don't care. I want to have a good library for people. My personal collection now is comprised of these kids' games here behind me, and a tiny few games in the closet. That's it. There's like 6 games in the closet. That's about it. Do you have a favorite faction in the Twilight Imperium universe? Yeah, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Are there plans for any top 10s with the full crew on the main stage? No, because we're doing 5 top 10 lists the week after in Summer Spectacular, I decided not to do them there. But I can tell you what we are doing on the stage. Jason's doing 2 things. He's doing a Quiplash, or not necessarily Quiplash, but Jackbox games, and he's going to do a roll and write. Me and Z are going to do a game show, which we hope you enjoy. And then I'm going to be doing a live role-playing game. Not done that before, so... Undead Viking's going to run it. I'll be there. Jeremy Howard will be there, and maybe 1 or 2 other people. Has the past 4 months shaken your top 100 games? Can you name one that was previously not even close and now might be breaking the top 100? I mean, I don't know that the top months have changed my top 100 list. I mean, there's games that will be added to it. There's some games that I have played more, and you'll see them move farther up, I think. But if you're kind of insinuating possibly that me playing games solo more or different games has changed things, I don't know. And I won't know or even give hints, really, until the next top 100. Have you ever asked a publisher why they make rule books the same size as the box? You know, I don't know if I've asked that. I feel like I should have. I feel I complain about it all the time, but it is a mind-boggling thing to me. I just don't get it. I get that you want to make them smaller than the box, right? I definitely have played a few games in my life where the rule book was bigger than the box. It's really annoying. But yeah, I don't get why they don't make... I mean, Books aren't normally that way. Okay, so I have my. This is my. This is my yearbook from college, right? This is my senior yearbook. See, 99, and it's a big book, but it's not a square. You want to see me? You want to see my yearbook picture since we have it open? See if I can find it. Oh, I wasn't. Why am I looking freshman? I was a senior, man. Blah blah blah. Vasel. I think someone would have signed it here. There I am. All right. There I am. Look at that dork, that geek. So young. See what people wrote to me in my senior yearbook here. I can't read that. Ha 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 ha. Is that funny? I hope you have a good laugh. Hey, you know what? You are a strong boy now. Nice going to the sports center with you. Hope you win some other time. Keep trying. My friend from Sri Lanka. He was my roommate. Some people here wrote a lot of things about my marriage. This person wrote something in Spanish, which I don't even know why, because of my Spanish at that point in life was really, really, really bad. Yep, most of these talk about my wife. So that was cool. I got married 2 days after I graduated. Alrighty. Any games coming out you're looking forward to the most? Yes. But again, I'm going to be very vague here. I just found out today from a publisher that they're sending me a very specific game that I've been dying to play for a long time. It is coming. I'm getting it earlier than the general release, and I'm super pumped about it. But I can't tell you what it is yet. There's other games too. We did a top 10 at the beginning of the year, which I don't even remember what we said in it, and I'm sure there's games coming out at that point. When games show up, I'm like, ooh, I'll try this game and try that one. I've enjoyed the hobby for a couple years now, but every new game seems to be similar to another game, just a different theme. Where's the innovation? I don't know, man. I feel like you might be getting jaded. I played tons of games, but I still find new and fresh stuff, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe you should just play every game, but look, and when you hear the word innovative, try that stuff out. But I don't know. I mean, I just played the new Tekkenu game, which I'll be reviewing next week, actually. And you could argue and say a lot of that stuff is similar to the stuff that you've seen before, but it still feels different and interesting. From what I remember, some of your kids like to Flash. Have you watched Stargirl with them? No. What service is that on? I'm not sure. Is it on Hulu? Diddy Kong. No, Diddy Kong's a twerp. What was the name of the Nintendo Switch game about getting office work done in crazy ways? Oh, yeah. What was that one done? What was that called? Good Job. That's right. Good Job. You know how I found that? I put Switch getting office work done in crazy ways, and it brings up Good Job. Google search these days is crazily powerful. It's amazing to me. The most serious, important life or death question. What's your favorite Pokemon, Tom? I don't really like most of the Pokemon. And when I was watching my daughter last night, I kept mocking the different Pokemon. And then we had this really long debate with my children where I think they were misinterpreting my question, but I wanted to know what type of Pokemon Pikachu was. And they said he's not a type. There is not he's an electric type. And I was like, okay, that's not what I meant. Like, what's his species? And they're like, Pikachu. And I'm like, well, what's his name? Pikachu. And that's weird to me. And I said, is there other Pikachus? Yes, but the one in the series is called Pikachu. But that's like me buying a dog and calling it dog. I don't get it at all. Yeah, it's weird. I don't really have a favorite Pokemon. Sorry. I don't know. There's some cool ones. There's probably one, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. What do you miss most from South Korea? My friends, of course. Do you enjoy Korean food? Very much so. I heard you talk a ton about video games. What's your favorite console? Oh, by far the Switch. By far. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have nostalgic remembrances of all the Nintendo systems. The only Nintendo system I did not play a lot of was the GameCube, and that's because it came out when I was young and married and we had no money. I have very much nostalgic, but the Switch, the fact that I can play it portable and hook it up to a TV so that my old eyes can see the stuff, the way the controllers where I can sit in any configuration I want and hold them. You know, if I want to hold them like this, or I like laying on the couch and I put one over here like this and one in front of me like this, and I just play. I just like that so much. By far the Switch. I do say the graphics for the games coming out on the PS5 are pretty impressive. In Mario Kart, always go Donkey Kong. Yes! That's what I thought of him, right? I always play Donkey Kong in Mario Kart. I know he's not the fastest racer, but he can bully the other people off the road. I love Donkey Kong. The criteria process, I was curious the criteria for you to make either someone a proud member of the Dice Tower Network or a Board Game Breakfast contributor. Well, Board Game Breakfast contributor is email me. A proud member of the Dice Tower Network. I don't think that's my phrase. I think Eric started that. I'm not sure what happened. But for people joining the Dice Tower Network, every year around January, people apply, and we add a few podcasts. We don't add a ton because I don't want it to get too crazy and overloaded with podcasts. Any thoughts on doing a what's on the shelf for your kids' games, like the ones here behind me? Wow, did my camera just go out of focus? It seems like it did. That was weird. I wonder why that happened. Focus. Huh. Weird. I don't know what caused my camera to go out of focus here. There we go. It's back in focus now. Weird. I might do it. I don't know. I haven't done a What's in the Show. I'm looking forward to the Loki show. Yeah. Nothing will ever beat seeing The Matrix in the theater for the first time. Yeah, maybe. I saw that one on home video for the first time, so I didn't have that experience, but no way. No way it will beat Endgame. If you could have one primary superpower and one secondary superpower, what would they be? I'm guessing I would pick, Marvel telepathy, since Marvel telepathy, apparently you can do anything you want. And then I would probably pick invulnerability so that I would never get sick again. And then I could go play games with everybody. I'd be like, hey, you want to play games? They're like, aren't you going to wear a mask? I'd be like, don't need to. Invulnerability, look, stab myself with a knife, nothing happens. They'd be like, yeah, come in and play games. Unpopular opinion. That's what people say when they want to start a fight. Infinity War and Endgame were good, but didn't live up to the hype for me because they're splitting screen time between too many characters and some plots. All right. I guess that's your unpopular opinion, but let me give you my correct opinion. Marvel Endgame and Infinity War are nigh perfect movies. I have one quibble, but that doesn't matter, and it has to do with the dwarf part of it. But other than that, perfection. Also, I'm still annoyed at Nick Fury for not helping out in that final battle. Come on now, slacker. On the podcast, you keep alluding on a major change to the Dice Tower. Can you please confirm that nobody's leaving the Dice Tower? Nobody's leaving the Dice Tower. And it's no longer a major change. It's more of a minor change. No big deal. I'm now underselling this now. With regards to the con, is there a video giving a demo walkthrough, scheduling, and finding games? Jeff showed how to do that. I might do a quick little video later on this week to show how to do it and post that live. How's Fuzzy settling in at the Vasel home? Pretty good, pretty good. Let me see. Is there a learn to play form for requests? No, but you can go on the what's it called, the groups there, and probably ask people. Can people meet up in the main rooms to put together an impromptu game they all agree on? Sure. You go in there. Yeah, there's no stopping people from doing that at all. In fact, I assume that will happen. There's Discord channels there where you can look for a game. Let's see here. Well, I realize many states are easing back on lockdown and quarantining. Does this mean that daily chats will be going away in the near future? I'll let you know when daily chats are going away. There will not be daily chats during the Summer Spectacular, but there will be daily chats next week, even during Virtual Con. Hello? All right, people been asking to see the dog. Here is the dog. Come here, puppy. All right, so this here is Fuzzy. Fuzzy is a... Come on, get in the camera. Fuzzy is a Labrador. I'm not Labrador. What's wrong with me? A black German Shepherd. She is 10 weeks old. As of today, I think, right? Maybe 10 weeks and a couple days old. And you don't want to be held, do you? You want to get down. All right. Well, anyway, there she is. All right. Cute dog, but it's almost time for you to go to bed. All righty. Don't chew on my wires. There you go. Y'all want to see the dog? You saw the dog. All righty. I know you said you like Raiders more than Architect, but how about now? I think I still like, well, Raiders of Scythia. You got to watch. I haven't reviewed that one yet, but that's one to talk about soon. I'm more interested in the white shelf to the left. Is that gaming stuff too? That is not gaming stuff. You're talking about these shelves here? This is Legos. Now, they were separated by color, so I don't know if this was brown and pink at one point and purple. You know, there's not as many of these colors, but that's what this is. I bought this from the Container Store years ago. These are called Elfies. You see the top one here, mostly red Legos. And then you just pull out one of these trays, and they were at one point all separated into pieces. They're not now. That's just where all the Legos are. Now, this one is pretty separated, though. See? Look. Black. So that's kind of cool. There you go. If you don't have access to an IKEA, Better Homes and Gardens makes an almost identical type of Calyx Cube shelves, just slightly less quality than IKEA, but still good. I didn't know Better Homes and Gardens made anything. Is there Better Homes and Gardens stores? I thought it was a magazine. Let's see here. Have you ever regretted backing a Kickstarter? Oh, yes. I'll show you one. Actually, I'll pull up my Kickstarter things that I've backed. All right, so let me see if I can pull that up here. I'm gonna log out of my secret account. I back a lot of Kickstarters for the Dice Tower Library with a alternate account, but I don't want to show that one. I don't make that public because I don't want people reading too much into which ones what games that I back or don't back, because people really do. Every once in a while, I'll back a game and I'll be like, "Oh man, I didn't mean to back this game," and people are like, "Oh, you backed it." People ask me to back their games and stuff. It's problematic. So here we go. Let me see. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm gonna open up all the Kickstarters that I backed that are not games. So we'll just take a look at these. Some of these have been good, and some of these have been bad. This will be a fun thing to look at. I haven't looked at some of these for a long time. Wow, this is stuff I backed in 2016. I'm skipping some of the gaming accessories. I haven't backed anything from Kickstarter in a long time that's not been a game. Alrighty. Alright, we're now in 2017. Sorry, I'm not showing everything that I'm backing here because again, I gotta be careful. It's not really anyone's business, every single thing that I back. Now we're into games. I started backing more games at this point in time. Alrighty, but where is that stupid clock? There it is. Alright. So here we go. Let's take a look here. We're going to close off comments briefly, and let's take a look. Alrighty. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Here we go. First one. The smarter stand for the iPad. I bought this because it was supposed to do, fold it on the back of your iPad. I don't think I ever got this one. So, waste of time. Dice rings. These were rings that you would put in your finger and you'd spin them. They didn't spin very well. Then everyone's like, "Oh, you got to put it in water or sand and all that, yada, 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 yada." At the end of the day, I realized I didn't really want to wear a dice ring. Dwarven Forge. This is one of the Dwarven Forge things that I backed. The Dwarven Forge stuff is awesome. Their terrain is amazing. I still have a big bin of it. My kids love playing with it. This stuff is great. It looks exactly like that in the picture, so that's pretty cool. Dial dice. These are like credit cards with these things on. These were horrific quality. I was very displeased with these. These are thin. I didn't like. Just bad all around. I Spy a Cartoon Universe. This guy made a big poster. Let me see if it shows it on here. Yeah, this is the poster here. It's actually on my door right over here. I have this exact poster, but it's all colored in. And he just has tons of little comic characters all throughout it. This shows him drawing it. It's pretty neat. Like you can see Galactus there, one of the big ones, a Jolly Green Giant. Adventure Time. He just drew like a gazillion different characters. I like stuff like that a lot. The Where's Waldo feel. I'm happy with that one. Foam Brains dice spins. These were like pins that you can spin for dice. I backed it, then I was like, oh. I mean, I like the guy, Andrew Zorowitz. He makes great stuff, so I'm not putting anything in the company. When I got these, I was like, what am I actually going to do with this? I didn't really do anything with them. More Dwarven Forge stuff. This is the greatest Kickstarter I've ever backed. All right, hands down, the bunch of balloons. This one is, I think, one of the most successful Kickstarters. It's made almost $1 million, but it has since become a national thing. This is how people blow up water balloons now. When I first saw this and they showed that you hooked it up to the hose and blew it, I didn't believe it, but this is one of those as seen on TV things that is really true. This is amazing. I love these. They work amazing. I'll never buy normal balloons again. They're not as cheap as normal balloons, but they're not that expensive either. And time is money. All right, Name That Game posters. These are like really, like abstractish posters. It was just a group of posters. I like them. I have them on my walls here at the house. The titanium multi-tool key. Actually, my keys are downstairs. I still have this. You can cut packages with it if they're using tape that falls apart when you look at it. And you apparently can tighten a hex bolt with it for the one time in my life I needed to do that. And I think you can open a bottle with it for the many, many times that I need to do that. In short, I'm not sure why this is on my keychain, but it does get through security at airports. Johnny Hetherington Habanero Hot Sauce Trio. This is pretty good stuff. I didn't think I would like beet hot sauce, but it's pretty good. The pineapple and peach hot sauces were gone like that, though. Wonder if I can get more of those. Ultimate beef sticks. These are tremendous. Getting beef sticks, I love them. Spice Cave, the first all-in-one seasoning system, Fire, Land, Wind, and Sea. I really enjoyed these. I still have a little bit of a few of them, but the fire one is gone. Land, Wind, and Sea. They one of them is Thai peanut seasoning, which I thought was pretty good. And the turtle hat. Of course, this is awesome. The turtle hat. I love this. I wear this often. So that's cool. And he made a sea turtle hat, and that was pretty much it. The Polygon is a flat 4-in-1 measuring spoon. Well, guess what? I never got this one, so sounded cool. And then this one still ticks me off. I have this. It's at work. And this ball is supposed to levitate and move around that clock with magnetic forces. Oh my word, it's so hard to get that ball to go there, and it falls off at any drop of a hat. And in my studio, hats get dropped. So, yeah, this one was a big disappointment, especially how expensive this one was. This is probably my biggest, my suitcases were. I bought some suitcases through Kickstarter. I guess that one didn't pop up here. And I don't even want to talk about the suitcases. So annoying. I apologize. Of all the people who do these daily chats, I know I go off on the most tangents. Let's see here. Any plans? I'm playing Jackbox in the chat again? Yeah, probably. We'll do Jackbox at some point. Are any game publishers doing demos at the con? Yeah, some of them are. You'll see more of them show up as the next week goes by. Thoughts on the Kickstarter Big Box Terraforming Mars? It looks cool. I haven't really looked at it much. It's coming up in our next crowd surfing, so we'll talk about it a little bit more then. Are there going to be any publisher announcements at the con or Spectacular? I don't know about the con. There will be at least one announcement in the Spectacular. I played Animal Upon Animal with my 4-year-old nephews this week, and they told me it was unfair when they knocked down the Tower of Animals. What's the best way to explain unfair mechanics to kids? I don't get how that's unfair. That's the actual game. It's not an unfair mechanism. If you knock something down, that's how it works. Like, did someone knock it down on purpose? I'm not sure. Is there a particular game that you would otherwise detest, but you have to give it props for superior artwork? There are plenty of games. That's a good top 10 list thing. I will do that, actually, in the future. Top 10 games I hate with great artwork. That would be fun. There's some really great artwork games out there, and I don't like them. That would be a fun list to do. Am I excited about the Star Wars Escape game from Unlock? Yes! When Roy told me about this today, I was so pumped. Because Star Wars is not a thing that usually gets me excited about stuff. You know, like, I'm here, they're making this new Star Wars game, Fantasy Flight, blah, blah, yeah. They're making Star Wars, what is it? You know, whatever. Star Wars Splendor, whatever. Star Wars Unlock? That sounds cool, man. I'm really pumped about that. Stargirls on Netflix. Great movie based on a book. Nah, that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about there's a Stargirl TV show. Stargirl on Netflix. Blech. I did not like that. Maybe I should have, but it was too ethereal for me. This girl, was she real or not real? And at one point, she was singing to the camera. It was very weird. I liked the beginning, right? And then it got, I don't know. I fell asleep through half of it, so maybe don't take my word for it. Pikachu is a mouse? I doubt mouses shoot lightning. You're getting a new game and you won't tell us what it is? Are you pulling a Jamie Stegmaier here? Yeah, probably I am. Well, yes! I mean, that happens occasionally. Most of the time, games just show up, and I'm excited about them. This one in particular, you'll know what it is when you see it when it comes out. It's not a game that hasn't been announced. Did you like Grand Theft Auto 5 and PS5? I never played any of the Grand Theft Autos, really, other than... I played Grand Theft Auto 2, maybe? It was a top-down one. And I ran around and, like, I would see how long I could run around and blow up stuff before the army came in with tanks. But, I don't know. I love open-world games, but I really kind of like being a hero in them. Like, the last time I played Skyrim, I said... Well, thank you, William Walker. That's super nice of you. And I'll answer your question real quick. Hey, Tim, I have a few questions. Well, I will get to your question in a second. Oh, I didn't put the chat back on. There we go. Sorry, folks. But I tried to play a bad guy in Skyrim, and it got annoying. I don't want to play bad guys. I like playing good guys for the most part. I mean, I might be a guy who... If you irritate me, I'm gonna in a game. I might rob your house or something. I mean, I like being chaotic, whatever. But in Grand Theft Auto, it's kind of you're a bad guy. So that's I don't know. It's just not for me. Tom likes to bully people off the road. Only in Super Mario Kart. Donkey Kong does have a high top speed, yes. But he doesn't have high acceleration. That's the problem with him. Does your wife's clothes take up more closet space or my hats? It's my hats. What do you think about the upcoming EA Star Wars game Squadrons about space fighter combat? I have not heard of this one. I'll have to look that one up. I like that idea. Jurassic Park in the theater as a kid. Okay, that's fair enough. Was mind-blowing. That's what I've heard. I never saw it in the theater, and I heard that some people saw it the first time as in an IMAX theater, and that was pretty impressive. I would really have liked to see that, I think. I see that I'm really far behind on questions here. Let's keep going. What would you suggest to a designer about filming prototype for pitching purposes? Oh, if you're filming it for pitching, refilm it. Make it snappy. Make it short. Don't go, watch yourself. If you're cutting off and you're taking a long time explaining things, redo it. Redo the voiceover if you have to when you're showing it off. Make it good. Why is telepathy overpowered in Marvel Comics? I don't know. I think they do it better. I like Marvel better than DC, but in Marvel Comics, I mean, Professor X can like literally just rewire the whole Earth if he wants to, but he doesn't want to sometimes. But then he does want to other times. It's very confusing. Telepathy is just overpowered. But let me give you my correct opinion, says Tom Vasel. Literally every year he's been alive. You don't know that maybe when I was 3, I apologize. I have many false opinions, or not false opinions. That's a weird opinions which are probably wrong. I'm told this by my children all the time. I just told you about the Pikachu argument. I did not come out of that as a winner. But about the Marvel movies, I'm right, and you know it. If you have invulnerability, your blood might be researched for the cure. No, but they wouldn't be able to get the needle in your skin. It's so confusing. I think invulnerability is not as good as nigh invulnerability, right? Have you watched the Clone Wars on Disney? No, but my daughter loves them and told me they're amazing and fantastic. So maybe I will. Have you played the new rules for Power Grid, the board game? I have not. Do you think lava lamps are cool? Ish. Oh, wow. The puppy just showed up in the comments. You loved overpowering Star Wars. Did you keep any playable decks or did you sell all of them? I have some overpower stuff. I don't think I have any Star Wars stuff. Thanks for all the comments about how nice the dog is. There's sometimes the last couple dogs that we've had years ago, I was not as pleased with. This one is like just great. I mean, don't get me wrong. At 5:30 every morning, I'm really not as thrilled about the dog, but she is happy when I come downstairs. I want to see what Fuzzy's dice character is going to be. That's a good point. Favorite popsicle flavor? Probably creamsicle. I really like creamsicles. Although a grape, I don't know. There's something about grape freeze pops. I know that's not real grape. I know. Oh, no. Yeah, grape freeze pops are like that, but I do also like sour apple flavor. Again, I don't know what that's supposed to be tasting like. It's not apple, but it's good. People are now talking about Legos. Separating by shape makes building things easier. I agree. Bring a puppy in a room and everyone starts raving. No one's interested in what you're saying. They just want to see the dog. I know you meant Raiders of the North Sea versus Architect, but Raiders of Scythia, which has come out, is a 2.0 version of Raiders of the North Sea. Really, it's true. You'll have to see it. It does a lot of things differently. Will games be taught during the virtual con? Sometimes they will. Sometimes the people want you to know the game. Have you played the new Run, Fight, or Diet? No, Die. That's going to be a great scene. Run, Fight, or Diet. I'd be like, oh, no. I have not, actually. Sam did. Who separates their Lego piece by color and not form? That's madness. No, it's not. Are you kidding? First of all, technically, they're supposed to be separated by color and form in those things. That's why there's different sections in there. But definitely I want to separate them by color. If I'm going to build a black thing, I'm going to look for a black piece. Why are there no Lego board games? But there is. Several years ago, many Lego games were released. I want to say like maybe 8, at least 5, but I want to say it's 8. None of them were very highly ranked. In fact, in my 10,000 and below series, I've been talking about several of them. Walmart sells Better Homes and Gardens brand items. Oh. Yeah, that's why you said Better Homes and Gardens, isn't it? Because if you had said Walmart, people would have been like, wow. So you're saying it's slightly less quality? Thoughts on Box Throne versus Calyx? You know, I was pretty enamored with the Box Thrones when I first saw them, but I really don't like the Box Throne that much. The bottom of the shelf has too few bars. It's too easy to tip them out. You have to find the exact sizes to put in them. I thought they would be cooler than they were. Vasel family during lockdown got so bored they even color sorted Lego. Oh no, that was done before that. Where do I store my HeroScape collection? At work, actually. I don't care about the Nemesis stuff. I thought that I gave the original Nemesis a 6. I would give the new Nemesis probably a 6 too. We had a super great time playing it. I know people love it. So I'm just not the biggest Nemesis fan in the world, but it's still a fine game. It's just not necessarily my cup of tea. So I don't have any preference. All right, lots of people are saying hi. Now, hey, don't be mocking a bunch of balloons. I'm telling you, that's amazing. It is amazing. You can literally I can fill 500 balloons in like 10 minutes. That's insane. Do you know how long? And my fingers don't hurt. You know those water balloons, you put it around the spigot, and you pull it out, and you wrap it around your finger. By the time you're done, your finger feels like it's going to fall off. And then when you pull it off, it falls on the floor and shatters, and your kids come in and go, why aren't the water balloons ready yet? And you're like, yeah, you're lucky that I'm even filling water balloons for you. And yeah, these save Families. Families. They're amazing. Water balloons, such fun, such fun. You're right. I don't know what it is about water balloons. They're one of my favorite things in existence. As a kid, a water balloon fight, even as an adult, there's something about a water balloon fight. Getting smacked with a water balloon and have it shatter over you doesn't hurt that much, and just the water hitting you, or playing games where you throw the water balloons over the net and try not to have them crash. They're just great. Water battles are amazing. And you know when we have water battles here in Florida? Anytime we want to. All right. He will now be sick of beef sticks at all kinds. What? No. I'm not sure why this is on my keychain, but it does get through security at airports. Yeah. No, it's just that sometimes when we go to a convention, we're like, oh, we need a knife to cut these packages. Oh, no, we don't have a knife because we didn't carry one in our luggage. So Kenny will pack the knife on our pallet that gets shipped there. But then when we're done, we got to pack the knife back on that pallet. And we've lost many knives this way. So yeah, it's having something that can open a package is kind of nice. I thought Kickstarter is only for board games. I guess it shows what I look at and I'm infatuated. Nah, there's all kinds of cool stuff on Kickstarter. But I'll tell you this. Me, personally, I'm done with tech and Kickstarter. No more tech. There's a video game I backed I still haven't got. But the tech stuff I've had a bad thing with. But the food products, I've gotten every single one of them. And then there's other stuff, so, it's iffy, but there's some cool, weird things on there. Have I ever LARPed before? I haven't. I don't know that I would want to LARP, with the exception, I would love to LARP, and I've done this a little bit in those mega games, right? I like the mega game version of LARPing. Like, I got a book on LARPing, I don't have it here, a long time ago, where, like, you're in a room and you're in a mob around a table and there's mobsters and one person's undercover FBI agent and everyone's trying to figure out who that is and blah, blah, blah. That sort of LARPing I would do. Running around hitting people with swords, I'm not as keen on. Dan and Mike DeLisio go off on the rails in daily chat 100 times more than you. The day I be like Dan Hughes. How do you prepare kids for take that mechanics? That makes more sense. Unfair take that. I just have us all do it. If one kid gets hit, then I'll attack the kid who hit them, and then we all have a laugh. And I kind of make a big deal about it, like, oh, he got me, now I'm going to get you. And you get into that spirit. And I really don't allow that whining to be at the table. But I also don't allow people to all pick on one person either. However, that has kind of turned around, and mostly it's just, did dad lose? Yes, then we don't care who else won. Yay, good parenting. Oh, here's the super chat. I found it. I have a few questions. Have you played with Crimson Company? I don't believe I have. What should I go for, Kemet or Monumental? All on Kickstarter. Oh, man, they're so different. Okay, so Monumental looks like it's cool with a lot of miniatures, and it's a great game, but Monumental is a deck builder. If you like Dominion and stuff like that, it's like a deck builder that also has miniatures that you move around on a map. It's cool. Kemet is miniatures you move around a map and attack each other. It's like a war-style game with a lot of technology. They're both amazing games. I think I like Kemet slightly better, but I also like Monumental, but they're not the same. So you want a game where you're manipulating cards and building up this cool deck, or do you want to have a little army that you run around and attack other people? That's the difference between them. Oh, no, I always answer that question. Sorry, now I'm just like jumping. Tom equals Link. I'm a good guy, but your pottery is just asking to be broken. Yeah, I've seen some skits on YouTube about that. Oh no, time is up. I'm sorry, everybody. I would like to stick around and talk, but my dog is gonna wake up at 5:30 a.m. and I need to go to bed. Also, I have these things to do tomorrow. I have a lot of reviews to get done. Some big reviews need to be recorded, and I'm trying. And I got meetings and more phone calls. So lots of stuff going on. But lots of fun. I am not upset by any of this. I am glad to be here. I'm glad that you all joined me tonight. And I hope that you all have a fantastic time. Daily chats don't stop. Tomorrow we got 2 live things on Rado's channel. Rado runs through. Or is it my channel? Yeah, it's my channel. Sorry, it's on our channel. We'll be doing Rado run corner to corner with me and Rado. And then tomorrow night, another daily chat. I don't know who it is. It just ain't me. I probably should know who it is, but it's somebody. Keep coming back. We'll be doing more stuff. We're playing a live playthrough of Godspeed this coming Friday, so I hope you enjoy that. All kinds of fun things coming up your way, and if nothing else, it's good. I was just talking to someone the other day, and, we have each other. We have families. We have a way to talk to each other like this on the internet. A lot of bad things have happened in the world for sure, but at the end of the day, there's good stuff too, and I think sometimes we might lose sight of that. I appreciate you all coming to watch me. Have a fantastic night. Talk to y'all later.